Joseph Cruz here. Welcome to the Joseph Cruz Show. Today is Wednesday, January the 26th, 2022. Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful day here. And yes, we want to talk about the things that happen here, the things that really happen. It's all the same. And it's all the same if we don't have to. And just, it is what it is. And we know it may happen, it will happen. So, yeah, you know how it goes, and you know what it is, and know what's happening here when you have to talk about it, and sometimes you don't do everything wrong. Sometimes you did something wrong, and sometimes you're doing something wrong. But it is what it is, and we have to live it that way, for real. I've been this all year. I've been this all my life that I do, and I do what I want to do, and I do what I want to do. So I'm doing this show right now, folks, and I want to tell you something. What really happened? What really is going to happen? That that on that today is Wednesday, okay, and this is how it's happening here so far. We're here to talk about the COVID-19 and the stuff that happened. So we're gonna go to North Carolina now and go to the news at this point. And it says, hey, let's talk about this. We're not talking about bad stuff right now. Here's what we're talking about, folks, and I gotta tell you what. I want to tell you why that happened as of right now. Now, here's the update on the Omicron variant. Okay, look at this. It says we're tracking the most up to date information about the coronavirus and vaccines in North Carolina. Check back for updates. And now, let's take a look here. Now, more than 5,000 hospitalizations reported. At least 2,303,196 coronavirus cases have been reported in North Carolina, and at least 20,335 people have died since March 2020, according to state health officials. The NC Department of Health and Human Services on Tuesday, January the 25th, reported 13,017 new COVID-19 cases, down from 18 to 452 the day before. At least 5,500 people were reportedly hospitalized with COVID-19 on January the 25th. That was less a day, up from 4,896 the day before. According to state health officials, another 46 coronavirus-related deaths were added. As of January 23rd, the latest date with available information, 36.4% of coronavirus tests were reported positive. Health officials said 5% or lower is the target rate to slow the spread of the virus. Roughly 74% of the adults in North Carolina have received at least one dose of a coronavirus vaccine, and about 70% have been fully vaccinated. Well, of the state's total population, about 60% are fully vaccinated, and about 64% have received at least one dose. State officials around vaccination numbers to the newest number. Now, we now what I'm seeing here, folks. What I'm seeing is what's happening here, folks. It's just like this. So, some people have been fully vaccinated, but the problem now was that the numbers are still rising in the hospitalizations. The hospitals are still rising. No, no ICU beds. I mean, there's no room at all. So what has happened now? They're taking a look and they learn it. They're getting out of the bag for sure. So now I don't know what to say, but it's what it is in a way. But hey, it is what it is. I wish I can. I wish I can be with everybody in this. Uh, nothing they can do about it, and they can't get away with it. So yes, it is what it is. That's what's happening. Okay, now I don't know what is going on. I don't know what is happening here, but is not this is not going to be funny at all. Now now the free N95 from Premier's is this one N95 mask. Now take a look at this. We'll go to WRL Eyewitness News. I mean WTVD Eyewitness News. Okay. Now the rollout of free N95 masks for the public began this week across the United States, with some Panamericans already hiding out the mask and other explanations to do so in the coming days. The program is part of the Biden administration's effort to distribute 400 million free N95 masks for the strengthening national stockpile with Panamericans and community health centers. The program is set to be to be fully up and running by early February, and the masks are arriving at their destinations with accompanying flowers and sangre for the U.S. Department of Health and Human Service was paid for the mask. Now, here's what you need to know. Here's what you need to know about getting a free N95 mask through this program. Where I found free N95 masks? Well, here it is. Now, look at this. The mask will be available at a number of local paramedics and community health centers, and White House officials told CNN. Particularly in paramedics, including Heavy Measure, CVS, Walgreens, and Crudup. Now, some of the first masks arriving in the Midwest on Friday, including Haven grocery stores in our Illinois, Minnesota, Missouri, Kansas, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Nebraska, and the major stores in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Illinois, Kentucky, and Wisconsin. Masks also are set to start arriving at Southeast grocery locations as early as Friday, and they'll be available at Fresco Mass Harris Market, Supermarket, and Winn Dixie and store payments. CVS Penances are also set to receive and begin distribution free N95 masks in the coming weeks as supply from the federal government comes in. Spokesman Matt Blanchard told CNN on Monday. Walgreens accepts that free N95 masks will be available at some locations starting Friday, according to the company's spokesperson. We are pleased to partner with the administration to make N95 masks in various size available free of charge at participating Walgreens locations while supply lasts. A Walgreens spokesperson wrote in an email to CNN on Monday, customers and parties and patrons can pick out a maximum of 3 masks per person. The email noted. We have set the first stores to begin offering masks on Friday, January the 28th, and will continue on a rolling basis in the next 3 days and weeks following. Participating stores will have sign and indicated mask availability. Kroger's stores with parameters also plans to distribution free N95 masks according to the company's statement Monday. Now, wearing a mask and getting vaccinated continue to be the top defense tools in our nation's fight against COVID 19. I encourage everyone to take advantage of the free non-surgical N95 masks and make an appointment today to get vaccinated or boosted. Dr. Bart Watkins, Kroger's chief medical officer, said in a statement, community health centers are incented to distribute masks too, but on a smaller scale. The first 100 centers participating in the rollout of the federal government's free N95 mask program will start this week. Amy Simmons, Farber, a spokesperson for the National Association of Community Health Centers, wrote in an email to CNN on Monday. The Health Resources and Service Administration oversees the Community Health Centers program for the federal government and notes on its website that the HRSA Health Center COVID-19 N95 mask program will begin increasingly providing N95 masks to about 100 to 200 health centers and internet place. Now, these health centers should receive and start the distributing masks before the end of January 2022, according to the agency. Felber added that the Health Resources and Service Administration anticipates that masks will be made available to all health centers by mid-February. Yes, and that's what it says. That's what they need more. And yeah, that's what we have to have the mask. We had a free N95 mask coming late this week in the end of January. That's what they said. Now, that's what they're talking about. Now here it is. The HHS file distribution with the free mask notes that up to 3 masks are available to every person in the U.S. Panamax is planning to monitor how many masks people are taking the time to make sure they don't take extra. There have been no issues with people trying to take more than the alcoholic number of N95 masks at Harvey locations, and company spokesperson told CNN on Monday. Each Harvey storefront has designing employees to personally hand out up to 3 masks per person. We haven't had any issues with people intending to take more than the limit on a 3 provided by HHS Kristen Gaiman and spokesperson for Haley wrote in the email. International N95 masks are also for sale at all primary locations if people need more. So that's what they say. Now, if the masks are not, if the masks are at no cost to me, who paid for them? Well, here it is now. The mass come from the United States Strategy National Stockpile, maintained by HHS, which means the federal government paid for them. This effort represents the largest involvement by the Strategy National Stockpile to date, and it's also the largest development of personal perspective protected protected equipment in U.S. history. Don O'Connor assisted Secretary for preparedness and response to HHS work in a blog post Friday. Now, the 400 million N95 masks amount to more than half of the 750 million stores in the Australian national stockpile, and figuring that tripled over the last past year as the White House started to boost the workforce. Now, it says, does this mean I should no longer wear other type of masks? Here's what it says. Now, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention advocates that any mask is better than no mask. The CDC recommended that Americans wear the most protected mask you can that fit well and that you'll wear consistently. It notes that different types of masks can offer in different levels of protection. Usual wool cloth provided the least protection. Learning family woven products offer more protection. Well fitting disposable soldier masks and NKN95s offer even more protection. And well fitting NI or SH providing representations, including N95s, offering the highest level of protection, according to the CDC. Now, some masks and work sponsors often higher levels of protection than others, and some may be harder to tolerate or wear consistently than others. CDC guidelines said it is most important to wear a well-fitting mask or responsible corrected that is comfortable for you and that provides good protection by having a better fit and having essential metals such as polyphenol fables, acting as both melancholy and electrolytic barriers. N95 mask helps to better prevent tiny tiny, tiny particles from getting into for the nose or mouth. They must be fitting to the face to be infected. CDC continues to recommend that any mask is better than no mask, and we do encourage all Americans to wear a well-fitting mask to protect themselves and prevent the spread of COVID-19. CDC Director Dr. Wojciechowski said in a briefing this month, and that recommendation is not going to change. So here's what they're talking about. The N95 mask is going to be real. It's going to be real, like as you know, but it can help slow the spread of this COVID-19. When they slow the spread, they mean they'll slow the spread. That's what people talking about. That's how it's going to happen, and that's the way it's going to stay that way. I say people are just wearing the mask for those days, and hey, you can't blame them for that. Can't blame them. That's what everybody do. That's what everybody do. So I do know it. I do know it's this. I can't explain. I can't explain why, but you know why things will happen. Sometimes they do, and sometimes they do, and sometimes they do wear a mask. That's for sure. No, it will happen. It can happen. I don't blame them. It will happen. That's what I know. That's what I know. Okay, it's time to go, ladies and gentlemen. I enjoy it. I enjoy one bit. I hope you had a great day. We'll we'll long for this way, and we're going ahead and this Friday night we're going to have some snow for the third time. Hoping it ain't bad. I don't know. We'll see. But we're gonna get some snow for the third time this week. Okay, I gotta go. You take care, everybody, and peace out, everybody. See you tomorrow.